Our squad here, Rashid is today one of our captains. We are going to miss three of our captains, Saul, Maesh, and Sobik. But we have been dealing with this all throughout the season. We were coming back from multiple problems in terms of injuries, trying to understand and giving the best solutions. So tomorrow is not going to be an exception. We always make the effort of not having to miss anyone or complain or regret. So tomorrow we are going to come with a fresh unit, and I hope that the boys are happy.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. It is special for you in this journey because if you are not continuing with the head coach of East Bengal, it might be your last journey.
Yeah, right. There is a lot of special things. From my very first day, I think that apart from being a coach and focusing on the technical things, I'm a passionate guy. So I really feel very inside me the colors of East Bengal. I'm not going to hide it. Even I can say that I consider myself a fan of East Bengal. I know the pain, I know the struggles, I know what is happening in the last years in East Bengal, suffering and trying to come back and trying to be in a position to fight with the best Indian clubs. I even know what happened in the last I-League game in the season 2018-2019 where they played with Churchill Brothers. The last game of the season, it was a fail. I know what happened this season when we did a tremendous effort to try to lift a trophy and we lost two finals. So it looks like it's a story of pain. And as you say, as tomorrow is going to be my last derby, I hope that is going to be the moment that we can change that negative tendency. For example, that East Bengal could never beat Mohun Bagan in the ISL. Thank you, Dulal, for these kind of questions. The best thing we can do today is having a positive mood and face the game with naturality. Regarding me, I'm not important at all. The important thing today is the derby. I already say it's very simple. No plan, no talk. So the executive committee have an idea, the board of East Bengal have another idea, and Mami might have another idea, and I have my idea. So no plan, no talks. That's my part, and I cannot add anything else to this. No, as I told you, it's the way to release pressure, to talk naturally, and there is nothing else. All I need to say about my future was said in previous weeks, and right now I'm not important at all. I want to focus, and I would like that from now, please, let's go for the derby, which is the most important. Absolutely. I joined East Bengal 1 year and a half back, and this team, I say many times, this team was in a very bad situation, and especially on the mental part, because the squad of players, they were a normal squad of players of the ISL, but the team was broken probably for a long pre-season and some tournaments at the beginning of the season that they didn't went in our favor. I will never forget that I came here and East Bengal was sitting on the bottom side of the table, and in 1 year and a half, when we are about to finish the season, we have the opportunity to be talking to all of you about the title. So the change of East Bengal in 1 year and a half is huge. There is a lot of processes involved. I'm not going to come in all the positive things that we did, but there are a lot. And as you mentioned, I totally agree with you. Football sometimes is not about technical or players or systems. It's about mentality. So that is the biggest change of East Bengal. I think that we have built a unit of winners, of everybody, not on the games, but in every practice, knowing that if they have a bad practice, probably their possibilities to play on the next game are less. So this is one of the things that I'm proud of, that we could put that winning mentality in a daily basis. So I hope that this continues, because as I say, I love this club too much, and I hope that the future of East Bengal is bright. On Mohun Bagan side, nothing changed, only the coach and a couple of additions. On our side, we are radically different from that derby that I came here 1 year and a half. On Mohun Bagan side, well, they are the current champions. They produce the biggest number of national team players. Besides, I don't agree that players like Rakip, Vishnu, Pipin, they are high performers in this ISL, and I cannot agree that at least they should be in the per list of the national team. But Mohun Bagan produced the biggest number of players. Some of them are going to be on the bench tomorrow. They cannot even start. They have the biggest budget, both in the domestic contingent and in the foreign contingent. They have a squad that was prepared to play in the international competitions. So Mohun Bagan, they are keeping their status on Indian football. But here we are. If we need to talk about favorites, it's clear that Mohun Bagan has the advantages that I just mentioned. But if we need to talk about performance, which is our part, I'm cool, I'm confident, I'm determined, I'm excited, and I really believe that our guys tomorrow, they can play a good game and we can take the 3 points with us. So that is the difference from 1 year and a half back and what is the East Bengal of nowadays. 2 years, no? 22 years without the major title of Indian football, which is the league. We can be talking about title, but we can also be talking about finishing in the 5th position. So that part is not with us. We take the derby as one more game. We did the full preparations. We are aware of what is the position of the table. There are 7 teams that are title contenders nowadays. There is not only a league title, but there is also a qualification for the Asian Champions League next year, which Mohun Bagan cannot play and Goa already have the stand. So there is a lot of things at stake. And if we relax, all this talk of today, it can revert back on us negatively because, as I say, we can finish first, but we can also finish 5th. So the target of the season for us is done. If you ask any of our management and myself from the beginning of the season, I said that this would be a positive season if we can finish in a top 6. So now that the goal of the club is done, now we have a dream. So we want to convert this dream, and we have 2 bullets. One is for the league, and the second one is to have the possibility to play the Champions League the next year. So we don't take it as a responsibility. Probably in terms of responsibility, Mohun Bagan will have more tension because they need to defend the title, but we are having a dream, and when you have a dream, you can move mountains. Super Cup, I got a Red Cup, and I could not be there in the final. So, of course, controlling the emotions in this kind of games is an important part. Say that, what a beautiful situation we are facing now. End of the season, derby, title decider, best scenario of Indian football, best historical clubs of Indian football, best referee Venkatesh of Indian football. And here we are with our dream. As I told you, the emotions, we need to transfer them into performance. There is no way that the emotions dictate our approach to the game. It's the opposite. It's our approach to the game need to dictate our emotions. So in this we are working with the guys. Rashid already mentioned that we are in full control of ourselves. I asked my boys this week to have a winning week from the first day of practice, and that means that in our mentality we are coming tomorrow with the full determination, the full conviction, and we want to give this to our fans, as we say many times in this press conference. And what is having this kind of thing that until he takes a full month of rest, he has to deal with this. It's nothing severe, it's nothing bad, but it's an injury that needs rest. So he's making an immense effort to be helping the team. And what is a warrior? He can choose to stop 1 month, or he can choose to control the time, the game time that he can have in every game. So I really appreciate the players having this kind of mentality, especially in these moments that we are having injuries and that we are at the most important stage of the season. And the first question you asked me about
Compared to the previous derby they have played,
which is the previous derby? League ISL. The previous derby we played, it was in Goa. We got a draw and we qualified for the semi-final. This one, very similar. And in that game, the game was open. It was a 0-0. It was a 0-0. Besides, both teams, they were trying to win the game. I think that we controlled the game very much in 60 minutes. We were the better side, but it's also true that in the last 30 minutes of the game, with the power that they have, or the depth of their squad that they have, of course, they came very strong in the last 30 minutes. They created a couple of chances, but we were successful in that one. So for tomorrow, I think that the approach from Lovera and from me is going to be the same. We are Spanish coaches. We don't understand contention. We don't understand holding. We like attacking and we like winning. So we have our tools, and tomorrow we will use our resources accordingly to try to be successful on the most important game of Indian football. We will have time to talk after the season about Spain. I'm Spanish. I love Spain to win the World Cup, and I would love East Bengal to win the